In this video we will consider one aspect of Jewish daily life, food and drink. Every person chooses their own personal lifestyle. You make lifestyle choices every day. Can you think of 3 lifestyle choices you will make today? What influences you in making those choices? Are there any restrictions on your choices? Your attitude towards your lifestyle affects these choices and affects your day-to-day living. Jewish people make their lifestyle choices in light of the teaching of the Torah and Talmud. They believe that these scriptures contain instructions from God as to how to live, and to disregard these would be to disobey God. It would be sinful to do so. However, there are differences between the lifestyle choices made by Orthodox and Reform Jews, based on the fact that Orthodox Jews believe that the scriptures are the literal word of God and cannot be changed, whereas Reform Jews believe they should be adapted to the modern world. The major differences are found in the choices about diet, dress, and Shabbat. The interpretation of the Halakha guides Jewish people in making these choices, and Orthodox and Reform traditions interpret this differently. The culture of the country in which they live also has an influence on lifestyle, and the country's traditions and customs might be integrated into the lifestyle choices of Jewish people. Upbringing also plays a key role in lifestyle choices, as educating children is an important part of Jewish family life. Jewish people follow strict food laws based upon Torah teaching. Pause the video and read Leviticus chapter 11. Food that meets the law and can be eaten is called kosher. Many restaurant chains in areas where there is a high Jewish population offer kosher food, as you can see in the image on your screen. The word kosher means fit or correct. Another word that is sometimes used to describe acceptable food is kashrut, as the Jewish dietary laws are called kashrut. The word treifa describes Jewish food that cannot be eaten, and means torn. It was originally used to describe animals that had been killed by a predator and the meat torn from the carcass. Jewish people observe food laws because they believe they were given by God in the Torah, and they are obeying God. Some Jewish people also note that there are some health benefits from following the kosher diet. When these scriptures were written, there was no safe way of storing meat, and pork in particular carried many diseases, so it made sense not to eat the pig. However, this was not the only reason for keeping the food laws, and is no longer the case today. In order to meet the requirements of kosher food, the animal must be killed in a particular way by a specially trained rabbi. The animal must be healthy and is killed with a sharp knife severing the artery. The animal is then drained of blood, as the Torah states that blood must not be eaten. Certain parts of the animal must also be discarded, as they are treifa, including certain fats and organs. The kashrut, or Jewish dietary laws, are found in the Torah, in particular in the books of Deuteronomy and Leviticus. These passages state what may be eaten. The Talmud gives a more detailed analysis of how these laws should be practiced by Jewish people. Orthodox Jews keep strict food laws and believe they continue to be important. However, many Reform Jews believe these rules are outdated and have changed their diet to suit more modern lifestyle. However, most will continue to avoid pork. Food that is kosher because it meets the kashrut dietary laws include cows, sheep, goats, and deer, chicken, turkey, geese, and quail, and any fish that has scales and fins, such as salmon, tuna, and cod. These animals are kosher providing they have been killed in the right way. It is also acceptable to eat soft cheese and hard cheese which does not contain rennet, which consists of enzymes from the stomach of young calves, sheep, and goats. Fruit and vegetables that are free of insects are also kosher, as are animals from kosher birds, and milk from kosher animals. On the other hand, food that is treifa or unacceptable to eat includes pork, camel, rabbit, birds of prey, seafood that does not have fish or scales, such as prawns or lobster, and most hard cheeses which have been made with rennet. Jewish people may drink alcohol, providing it is kosher and has been made according to the dietary laws. Orthodox Jews may only drink wine grown from grapes which are over 4 years old, and grown on vines which are separated from all other crops, and will only drink it if it's been handled by Jews. Many Reform Jews are much less strict about the handling of wine. Not only must certain foods be avoided, but Jewish people also follow rules as to what combinations of food are acceptable. This is influenced by the short passage from Exodus that you can see on your screen. You shall not boil a kid in its mother's milk. This has been interpreted to mean that meat and milk may not be eaten together. However, the reasons for not eating meat and dairy at the same time continue to be debated in Judaism. Orthodox Jews follow the tradition of separating meat and milk and waiting 3 hours after a meal of meat before any dairy product may be eaten. Jewish people also follow food rules during certain times of the year, such as during the festival of Pesach, when grains which rise may not be eaten. Particular care is taken over the cleanliness of the kitchen at this time, and special crockery and cooking equipment is used during the festival. The separation of meat and milk at all times means that many traditional Jewish homes have 2 sets of cooking equipment for everyday use, one for meat and one for dairy, to ensure that meat and dairy never come into contact with each other and all equipment remains kosher. The equipment may be color-coded red and blue. There may also be a double sink and 2 separate work areas. Most synagogues have kosher kitchens. However, when Jewish people eat out, it is a concern that although the food may be kosher, the utensils to prepare and cook it may not be.